So we're so
Their Majesties now call forth Blaine O'Heck. Blaine O'Howie.
If you wouldn't mind joining His Majesty, I'd like to brag about you. I went to Gulf Wars this year. It was really fun. A lot of you joined me there, and we had a great time. One day I challenged somebody to a breakdance fight. He didn't know it. It was okay. I won. The next day, I think it was the next day, I went to the Lady of the Rose tournament. And I was having a great time. I was having the best time. I was hanging out. We had bellinis. We were on a pretty little rug. It was the best day ever. Yay! Yay! Because that's what we do at the Queen's Rapier, or the Rose Tournament. And as I was sitting there, surrounded by these individuals that had been so loving and kind to travel all the way across the country, this individual comes up and he says, "Your Majesty, would it be okay if my Rose joined you?" And I said, "Who the heck is your Rose?" And he grabbed her and he brought her over. And it was a good friend of mine. I was like, "Why weren't you sitting with me in the first place?" But he didn't know. He didn't know that that was a good friend of mine. What he knew was that his Rose was sitting alone. His Rose didn't feel like the world was embracing her the way it should have. And he saw that. And he solved that. And there's something unbelievably special between, and I'm going to cry now because this order means more to me than anything in the world. This order is what made the first reign I had functional. Thank you very much, Don Massimiliano. Because this order takes care of the roses and takes care of the queens. And they do it not because of who you are and not because of what you've done. They do it because they love you and you fought for them years and years and years ago. Because the rapier fighters are connected to the queens of the Outlands in a way that you cannot imagine. Rapier was not always allowed in the SCA. At one point it was, and then it became an insurance issue, and that's fine, but they were not allowed to participate. And these scrappy fighters went across the street to the alley where they could fight. They could pursue their joy. And when the SCA finally decided that they were part of us, they were ours, the queens supported these fighters. The Queen of Anstiora reached out to the Queen of the Outlands and said, "Will you join me in supporting these fighters who belong to this society, who have fought and scrapped to be a part of this world?" And the Queen of the Outlands said, "Yes, I will." And she and the Queen of Anstiora were the first signatories to treaties that created the Order of the White Scarf. And I would be very honored if the Order of the White Scarf would join us today. Because enough into the ground. This is a hard job. This is a lonely job. This is a lot of work. And you know the only time that I have ever needed help? I had somebody who had no idea who knew me, Massimiliano, go on Facebook and talk about the joys that comes with serving a queen as a white scarf. And he said, where are these white scarves? Why are they not here? And 11 years ago, I was lifted up by individuals who had no idea who I was. They had no reason to do this other than their love for the roses. And I will never be able to pay them back. I will never be able to express the love that I have for this order. And when Blaine came to me and said, my rose deserves to be here, I realized that this order was incomplete. And I did that before all of you started sending me recommendations. I give credit for it. Because then after I was swanning around being like, I'm so cool, I know who's going to be the best white scarf ever, I'm sneaky, all of a sudden I'm just getting flooded. They're like, have you thought about Blaine? He is so amazing. And I was like, I know, guys. But that's what he gives us. That's what he gives this kingdom. And it's not just me that sees it. It's not just the white scarves that see it. It's everybody in this kingdom that sees his love for rapier fighting, for combat, and for service to the symbol of beauty and grace that we have committed ourselves to in this society that I have the privilege of representing for 6 months. And Blaine deserves and has earned his spot here.
Wait for it, Max. Wait.
Sorry.
We, Hrothgar and England, King and Queen of the Outlands, unto all to whom this present letter shall come, greetings, being mindful of the great skill with which he wields the rapier's flashing blade, and also of the exemplary courtesy shown, both on the field and off, by our subject, Blaine O. Howie, and none other as a sign, and willing that his person shall be honored as required by his deserts for very valiant deeds. We do therefore this day prefer and create him as defender of the white scarf of the outland. Huzzah! From this day forth he shall be styled Don in recognition of his achievements, whereby we do elevate and affirm his arms by great grant of arms to be borne by Don Blaine O'Howie, and none other as a sign of the esteem which we hold him. We further grant him the right to bear the insignia of this rank, to wit, sable on pale argent, between two rapiers proper, a stag's antler burden, to which we set our hands this 30th day of May, Anno Societatis 61, being 2026 Gregorian. Hrothgar, King, Ingrid, Queen!
And we're not done yet. Because there are several important things that come.
Speak to my cadet. 16 years ago, you stood before me, you swore your service to me, and then to the crown. These you wore oath. You served the crown coldly. My brother. Ever proud of it. I taught you some rape, taught me a love. yourself for your own commitment and those who follow you. This kingdom is strong. Come here, brother.
I feel remiss, but there were several awards that have been given over the last several years or months. Is the baby white scarf? But there's more. I thought so. I didn't think you guys were gonna let me get away with that. I was gonna put my Too late. You're gonna have to have two. Would you like to speak about this? No, regular. This is a
My order comes from the line of John Echeverry,
Oh, of course you're from the
Doña Rojas, John Rodrigo, myself, and now, Don Blade! Huzzah!
This one is not something that you would think was very important. You're like, wow, Your Majesty, thank you for giving me a piece of cabinet. Yay. Now, there's another white star that I speak of very fondly, who saved his white scarf for me on the off chance that I would ever be queen again, which I told him would never, ever be. So don't say never. Now, the white scarf that he saved for me is at my house. And there's a point to this. I constantly forget my white scarf. It's the worst. And the reason why
There might be a
this
feeling
white scarf. This white scarf. He traveled everywhere with me. It was my awakening. He didn't need to. He didn't even know me. It was me hanging out with him. It was the best thing that ever happened. And so, whenever he would see me rip out my white scarf, he ripped his in half. And he pinned it on me. And so, you need to have this for when you see a queen who doesn't have her white scarf. Because we don't not wear it for any other reason other than But this is for you, so that you never give this. This is your legacy. Huzzah. Because Don Andros would never forgive me if I didn't make sure that you So thank you for being you. Thank you for living this ideal with no you, sir.
For our newest White Scarf of the Outlands, 3 cheers! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
See? We just had to get through the ceremony, that's all.
That was nice. So the white scarf said you don't like it.
So mine was
Hey, it's just radio, guys.
Looks like you said a blessing.
I know, who would know?
I have no idea. I didn't hear a thing.
Right?
His Majesty, now someone's in the court! Foresters!
So a little announcement. For next weekend, there's a really cool event. It's going to be up at the Antelope Run site just east of Myers. It's called Fire and Flames. It is a event that's all ANS. We are going to have a little bit of fighting, fencing, and archery for those who wish to do that. But it's an ANS event for anything you can do with little to no power. Currently, we got to have 4 forges set up. We're going to have all sorts of classes of archery, arrow making, cooking, some sewing, possibly a kite making class, classes on how to make sling and all that. It's a really great event. If you can make it out, we'd love to have you out there next weekend. We're going to have a cow and a couple goats on site.